The holographic display wavered like a mirage, casting intricate blue patterns across the obsidian research chamber. Dr. Xalrin adjusted the quantum-sensitive calibrators, his 17 tentacle-like appendages moving with practiced precision. Something was different about this dataset, something that made his neural clusters tingle with an unfamiliar sensation that his species rarely experienced: genuine curiosity. Humans. Such an unremarkable name for a species that was rapidly becoming the most fascinating anomaly in galactic records. The research station orbited a neutral zone between multiple star systems, a perfect location for unbiased xenobiological study. Xalrin had dedicated 3 standard galactic cycles to this comprehensive analysis of emerging spacefaring civilizations. Most researchers focused on established interstellar cultures: the methodical Centauri Confederacy, the technologically advanced Zorn Collective, the ancient Neirath harmonies. But something about the human data stream demanded a deeper investigation. His initial algorithmic scans had been routine. Species classification, technological assessment, societal complexity index, standard protocols for any emerging civilization. But with humans, every standard metric began to break down in fascinating ways. Take their technological progression, for instance. Most species followed predictable developmental patterns. First, basic mechanical technologies, then rudimentary computing, gradual expansion of communication networks, careful, incremental advancement. Humans, they seem to view technological development as an improvisational art form. Xalrin pulled up a comparative timeline. The Krell theory had taken 7 generations to develop interplanetary communication networks. Humans, barely a century from discovering radio waves to establishing a complex global communication system. And not just establishing it, continuously reinventing it. He zoomed into a data cluster representing human technological innovation between 2000 and 2150. The pattern was less a linear progression and more an explosive, unpredictable network of interconnected breakthroughs. Medical technologies merging with computational systems. Energy research spawning entirely new industrial paradigms. Environmental challenges transformed into opportunities for radical innovation. Most intriguing were the human response patterns to systemic challenges. Where other species would become paralyzed by complexity, humans seemed to become more creative, more unified, more determined. The global pandemic of the early 2020s served as a perfect case study. Instead of collapsing, human societies had rapidly mobilized. Scientific communities across different nations collaborated with unprecedented speed. Medical technologies emerged at a pace that defied conventional research timelines. Economic systems restructured themselves in real time. Xalrin's research algorithms had initially flagged these adaptations as potential data errors. No species could demonstrate such rapid, coordinated response to a systemic threat. And yet, the data was irrefutable. He activated a secondary holographic display, showing comparative species resilience metrics. The human data points stood out, not as a smooth, predictable curve, but as a dynamic, almost chaotic representation of adaptability. A notification blinked at the edge of his visual field. New data packets were streaming in from the latest human exploration missions. Xalrin felt something rare for his typically analytical species, a sense of anticipation. The mission logs detailed humanity's early attempts at interplanetary exploration. Not just technical data, but personal accounts, journals, communication transcripts. Each document revealed layers of complexity that traditional scientific analysis failed to capture. Engineers spoke not just of technical challenges, but of collective dreams. Researchers described obstacles as opportunities. Mission logs were filled with emotional language that would be considered irrational in most galactic research protocols. Hope, determination, collaborative spirit. One particular log entry caught Xalrin's attention. A mission controller describing a near-catastrophic technical failure during an early Mars expedition. Instead of panic, the transcript revealed a systematic, almost poetic problem-solving approach. Team members from different disciplines rapidly cross-communicating. Alternative solutions proposed and evaluated in moments. The failure transformed into a learning opportunity. His neural processors worked overtime, running complex analytical models. What made humans so different? It wasn't superior technology, not extraordinary physical capabilities. Something more fundamental was at play. Adaptability, not just as a survival mechanism, but as a core philosophical approach to existence. As the holographic displays continued to pulse with data, Dr. Xalrin made a decision that would alter the course of galactic scientific understanding. This wasn't just another research project. This was something extraordinary. Humans were not just another species to be cataloged. They were a cosmic variable, unpredictable, transformative, and utterly fascinating. The real research was just beginning. The psychological profile of humanity defied every conventional model of sentient behavior. Dr. Xalrin's research algorithms churned through petabytes of historical and contemporary data, each analysis revealing layers of complexity that challenged everything known about species survival and adaptation. Most galactic civilizations understood resilience as a measured, calculated response to external pressures. Humans transformed resilience into an art form of collective innovation and individual determination. Xalrin zoomed into a comprehensive study of human response to global challenges. The climate crisis of the mid-21st century presented a perfect case study. Where other species might have fractured under the weight of environmental transformation, humans responded with a multifaceted approach that merged technological innovation, social reorganization, and collective problem-solving. The data streams showed something remarkable. As environmental challenges intensified, human societies didn't collapse, they evolved. Small communities developed localized, sustainable technologies. Urban centers reimagined infrastructure. Scientific communities across different nations and political systems collaborated with unprecedented intensity. One particular analysis caught the researchers' attention. During a series of extreme weather events, human communities demonstrated a pattern of behavior that defied traditional survival models. Instead of competing for resources, local groups formed intricate support networks. Engineers worked alongside social workers. Scientists collaborated with community leaders. The boundaries between disciplines became fluid, adaptive. Xalrin's neural processors ran comparative analyses. The Zorn Collective would have implemented a top-down restructuring protocol. The Neurath harmonies would have relied on established hierarchical decision-making processes. Humans, they created dynamic, ever-changing collaboration models that seemed to emerge organically. Psychological resilience wasn't just about survival. It was about transformation. The researcher pulled up a comprehensive timeline of human conflicts and recovery periods. Most species would show extended periods of reduced functionality after significant traumatic events. Humans seem to use trauma as a catalyst for innovation and social restructuring. Take the global pandemic of the early 2020s, where other civilizations might have seen a devastating health crisis. Humans saw an opportunity for technological and social reimagining. Medical research accelerated at unprecedented rates. Work structures transformed. Educational systems adapted to new technological platforms in months, not generations. More fascinating was the psychological mechanism behind this adaptability. Human communication networks, particularly their early internet technologies, allowed for rapid information exchange and collective problem-solving. Individual experiences became collective knowledge almost instantaneously. A series of psychological profiles revealed a unique human trait. What other species might perceive as insurmountable challenges, humans viewed as puzzles to be solved. Failure was not an endpoint, but a data point in a continuous improvement process. Xalrin's comparative charts showed something unprecedented. Most species had clear stress response patterns: fight, flight, or shutdown. Humans introduced a fourth response: collaborative transformation. The research delved into historical examples. Economic challenges that would have destroyed other civilizations became opportunities for systemic redesign. Technological limitations were met with creative workarounds. social challenges triggered periods of intense dialogue and structural reimagining. One particularly fascinating dataset explored human responses to technological disruption. As artificial intelligence and automation threatened traditional employment structures, humans didn't resist. They adapted. Educational systems were rapidly redesigned. New career paths emerged. Entire economic models were reimagined. The psychological flexibility was extraordinary. Where other species would become defensive, humans became curious. Where most would resist change, humans seemed to dance with uncertainty. Zellerin's most advanced analysis algorithms struggled to categorize this behavior. It wasn't just adaptability. It was a kind of controlled chaos, a systematic approach to unpredictability. The researcher cross-referenced psychological profiles with technological innovation rates. A clear pattern emerged: societies that embraced diverse perspectives, that created spaces for unconventional thinking, demonstrated the highest rates of breakthrough innovations. Human educational systems played a crucial role. Unlike rigid galactic education models, human learning environments encouraged questioning, creativity, and interdisciplinary thinking. A mathematician might find inspiration in artistic expression. An engineer could draw insights from ecological studies. As the holographic displays continued to pulse with data, Dr. Zellrin realized he was observing something profound. Humans weren't just surviving. They were continuously reimagining what survival could mean. The psychological profile of humanity was not a static document. It was a living, breathing testament to the power of collective imagination. The real question was no longer how humans survived. The question was, what would they create next? Technological innovation was where human potential truly transcended conventional understanding. Dr. Zellrin's research database began to pulse with an almost rhythmic intensity as he delved deeper into humanity's most extraordinary capability: transformative creativity. Most galactic species approach technology as a linear progression. Develop a tool, refine the tool, replace the tool when it becomes obsolete. Humans view technology as a living, breathing ecosystem of constant reinvention. The researcher isolated a comprehensive dataset tracking human technological development between 2000 and 2150. The pattern was less a straight line and more a complex neural network, each innovation spawning multiple unexpected breakthrough paths. Take medical technologies, for instance, where other civilizations would develop specialized medical instruments with narrow, predefined purposes. Humans created adaptive systems that could be rapidly reconfigured. A diagnostic tool developed for one medical challenge could be transformed to address entirely different biological problems. Zellrin's holographic displays highlighted a series of case studies that defied conventional technological development models. During the global pandemic of the early 2020s, human researchers demonstrated an unprecedented ability to cross disciplinary boundaries. Computer engineers worked alongside medical researchers. Manufacturing specialists collaborated with biotechnology experts. The result was a series of innovations that would have taken other species generations to develop. Vaccine technologies that could be rapidly modified. Communication platforms that supported global scientific collaboration. Manufacturing systems that could be quickly retooled for medical equipment production. But it wasn't just about speed. It was about a fundamentally different approach to technological creation. Most galactic species designed technologies with specific, rigid purposes. Humans created technologies with inherent flexibility. A communication device wasn't just a communication device. It could become a medical diagnostic tool, an educational platform, a collaborative research instrument. The researcher pulled up a comparative analysis of technological patents across different species. The Zorn Collective's patents followed precise, mathematically determined innovation paths. The Neurath Harmonies developed technologies with elaborate, predetermined functionality trees. Humans, their patent databases looked like explosive, interconnected neural networks. One innovation would spark multiple unexpected technological branches. A materials science breakthrough could simultaneously impact medical research, environmental engineering, and space exploration. Zalarin's most advanced analysis algorithms struggle to categorize this approach. It wasn't just interdisciplinary research. It was a complete reimagining of what technology could represent. Environmental challenges provided another fascinating example of human technological creativity. As climate change threatened ecological systems, humans didn't just develop defensive technologies. They created regenerative systems that could actively repair environmental damage. Carbon capture technologies that could be integrated into existing industrial infrastructures. Energy systems that could adapt to multiple renewable sources. Agricultural technologies that could transform marginal lands into productive ecosystems. The researcher was particularly fascinated by human space exploration technologies. Unlike other species that developed space technologies through massive, centralized research programs, humans took a more distributed approach. Private research institutions worked alongside government agencies. Small teams could develop breakthrough propulsion concepts. One database entry detailed the development of advanced propulsion systems. Traditional galactic research would have followed established physical models. Humans, they continuously challenged fundamental assumptions about energy and motion. Quantum computing presented another extraordinary example. Where other species saw computing as a tool for calculation, humans viewed it as a medium for creativity. Computational systems were designed to support artistic expression, scientific research, and social collaboration simultaneously. The technological flexibility extended beyond physical innovations. Human software systems demonstrated an ability to learn, adapt, and transform in ways that challenged traditional artificial intelligence models. Learning algorithms that could rapidly reconfigure themselves. Communication platforms that could support multiple forms of human interaction. Dr. Zalarin's research revealed a profound truth. For humans, technology was not a set of tools. It was a living language of possibility. Each technological innovation was not an endpoint, but a beginning. A platform for further exploration. An invitation to reimagine what was possible. The holographic displays continued to pulse with data, revealing layer after layer of human technological creativity. What other species would see as limitations, humans saw as opportunities for innovation. The real marvel was not any single technological breakthrough. It was the continuous, fearless reimagining of technological potential. Humanity did not just develop technologies. They danced with possibility. Biological potential was where human capabilities truly defied galactic understanding. Dr. Zalarin's research database illuminated a remarkable truth. Humans were not the strongest, fastest, or most physically impressive species in the known universe. Yet they possessed a biological adaptability that bordered on the miraculous. The comparative biological analysis screen flickered with intricate data streams. Most advanced species developed specialized biological characteristics over millions of years. Humans seem to compress evolutionary adaptations into mere decades, leveraging both biological resilience and technological innovation. Consider their immune system, a marvel of adaptive complexity. Where other species developed rigid immune responses, human biological systems demonstrated an unprecedented capacity for learning and reconfiguration. The global pandemic of the early 2020s provided a perfect case study of this extraordinary capability. As a novel viral threat emerged, human biological systems didn't just defend. They learned. Researchers developed adaptive vaccine technologies that could rapidly modify genetic responses. The human body became a living laboratory of immunological innovation. Zalarin's most advanced analysis algorithms struggle to categorize this biological flexibility. Genetic modifications that would take other species thousands of generations happened within human lifespans. Environmental challenges triggered rapid physiological adaptations that defied conventional evolutionary models. The researcher pulled up comprehensive genetic mapping databases. Most galactic species had relatively stable genetic structures. Mutations were slow, carefully controlled processes. Humans, their genetic code appeared to be a dynamic, constantly negotiating system of potential adaptations. Extreme environment adaptation presented another fascinating research avenue. Humans demonstrated an ability to survive and thrive in conditions that would devastate other species. From deep-sea research stations to high-altitude mountain communities, human bodies continuously reimagined survival strategies. Physiological research revealed multiple layers of adaptive complexity. Unlike species with specialized biological features, humans developed generalist adaptation capabilities. Their bodies could modify metabolic processes, adjust to different gravity conditions, and develop specialized protective mechanisms with remarkable speed. Nutritional adaptation provided a perfect example of this biological creativity. Where other species required specific, narrow nutritional parameters, humans could derive sustenance from an extraordinarily diverse range of food sources. Their digestive systems were less a fixed mechanism and more a dynamic, adaptive ecosystem. The medical technologies humans developed further amplified their biological potential. Prosthetic technologies that integrated seamlessly with biological systems. Genetic therapies that could address complex medical challenges. Regenerative medicine that challenged traditional understanding of healing processes. Dr. Xalvarin's research revealed a profound insight. Human biological potential was not about physical superiority. It was about continuous adaptation and transformation. Neurological studies were particularly fascinating. Human brain plasticity demonstrated capabilities that challenged traditional understanding of cognitive development. Neural networks that could continuously reorganize themselves. Learning processes that transformed experiences into adaptive capabilities. The researcher cross-referenced psychological resilience with biological adaptability. A clear pattern emerged. Humans didn't just adapt physically. They transformed their entire understanding of biological potential. Consider their approach to space exploration. Other species would develop elaborate biological modification technologies for space travel. Humans approached the challenge with a combination of technological innovation and biological adaptation. Radiation protection technologies, metabolic adjustment systems, psychological support mechanisms that addressed the complex challenges of extended space travel. Each innovation was not just a technological solution, but a holistic approach to biological transformation. Genetic research databases showed something extraordinary. Humans were beginning to develop technologies that could potentially direct their own evolutionary path, not through massive centralized programs, but through distributed, collaborative research efforts. The holographic displays continued to pulse with data, revealing layer after layer of human biological creativity. What other species would see as biological limitations, humans saw as opportunities for exploration and transformation. Dr. Xalvarin realized he was observing something profound. Humans were not just surviving within their biological parameters. They were continuously reimagining what biological potential could mean. Their bodies were not fixed systems. They were living laboratories of possibility. The real question was no longer how humans survived biological challenges. The question was, what biological frontiers would they explore next? Social organization was where human potential truly transcended conventional understanding. Dr. Xalvarin's research database illuminated a remarkable phenomenon. Human societies operated less like structured systems and more like living, breathing ecosystems of collective intelligence. Most galactic civilizations developed rigid social hierarchies. Governance models followed predictable patterns of centralized control. Command structures were immutable. Roles were predetermined. Humans defied every single one of these established principles. The holographic displays pulsed with intricate social network analyses. What appeared chaotic at first glance revealed an extraordinary adaptive intelligence. Human social systems could rapidly reorganize in response to complex challenges, with leadership emerging dynamically from the most capable individuals regardless of traditional status markers. During global challenges, the researcher observed something unprecedented. Instead of collapsing under pressure, human communities would spontaneously develop collaborative problem-solving networks. A climate crisis would trigger immediate community reorganization. Economic disruptions would spawn innovative collaborative economic models. Take the early 21st century technological transformations as a prime example. As automation threatened traditional employment structures, human societies didn't resist. They adapted. Educational systems were rapidly redesigned. New career paths emerged. Entire economic models were reimagined through collective innovation. Zalarin's most advanced social analysis algorithms struggle to categorize this behavior. Traditional governance models assumed top-down control. Humans created something far more complex, distributed intelligence networks that could rapidly reconfigure themselves. Communication technologies played a crucial role in this social adaptability. Unlike other species that used communication as a control mechanism, humans developed platforms that supported multiple forms of collaborative interaction. Social media wasn't just a communication tool. It was a collective problem-solving ecosystem. The researcher pulled up comparative studies of social resilience across different civilizations. The Zorn Collective would implement massive restructuring protocols during challenges. The Nyref harmonies would rely on established hierarchical decision-making processes. Humans, they created dynamic, ever-changing collaboration models that seemed to emerge organically. Educational systems revealed another layer of this social complexity. Where other species developed standardized learning models, humans created adaptive educational ecosystems. Learning was not about memorization, but about developing collective problem-solving capabilities. Interdisciplinary collaboration became a hallmark of human social innovation. A medical researcher might find inspiration from an artist. An engineer could draw insights from ecological studies. The boundaries between disciplines became fluid, adaptive. Dr. Zalarin's research revealed a profound insight. Human social potential was not about individual capability. It was about collective transformation. Global crisis response provided perfect case studies. During the early 2020s pandemic, human societies demonstrated an extraordinary ability to reorganize rapidly. Healthcare workers, technology experts, community leaders, and researchers formed intricate collaborative networks. The social response was not centrally controlled. It was a distributed intelligence system where information, resources, and innovative strategies could flow rapidly across traditional boundaries. Economic models showed similar adaptive capabilities. As technological disruptions threatened traditional employment, human societies didn't collapse. They reimagined work itself. Remote collaboration platforms emerged. Freelance economies developed. Educational systems rapidly adapted to support new skill requirements. The researcher was particularly fascinated by human conflict resolution mechanisms. Where other species would become defensive, humans developed dialogue platforms. Complex global challenges were addressed through multilateral discussions. Diverse perspectives were not seen as threats, but as opportunities for innovation. Cultural diversity became another extraordinary social advantage. Unlike species with uniform cultural models, humans developed complex, multilayered social systems that could simultaneously maintain individual identity and collective purpose. Technological platforms supported this social complexity. Communication systems that could bridge linguistic and cultural differences. Collaborative research platforms that supported global knowledge exchange. Social networks that could rapidly mobilize collective action. Dr. Zalarin realized he was observing something profound. Human social potential was not about controlling complexity. It was about dancing with uncertainty. The holographic displays continued to pulse with data, revealing layer after layer of human social creativity. What other species would see as social challenges, humans saw as opportunities for collective reimagining. Their societies were not fixed systems. They were living laboratories of collaborative potential. The real question was no longer how humans organize societies. The question was, what social frontiers would they explore next? Existential potential was not something measured in traditional metrics. Dr. Zalarin understood this fundamental truth as he compiled the most comprehensive analysis of humanity's cosmic significance ever attempted. The Galactic Research Database pulsed with an energy that defied conventional scientific understanding. Humans were not just another species to be cataloged. They were a fundamental variable that could reshape entire civilizational paradigms. Most advanced species approached space exploration as a linear progression of territorial expansion. Humans viewed it as an invitation to reimagine existence itself. Their approach to cosmic exploration was less about conquest and more about collective discovery. Early space exploration logs revealed a profound approach to interstellar challenges, where other species would send massive, resource-intensive exploration missions. Humans developed adaptive, collaborative exploration strategies. Small teams with diverse skill sets, modular technologies that could be rapidly reconfigured, communication systems that supported global collaborative research. The researchers' most advanced predictive algorithms struggled to model human potential. Traditional galactic expansion models became obsolete when applied to human developmental patterns. They didn't just explore space. They transformed the very concept of exploration. Technological innovation became the primary mechanism of human cosmic adaptation. Propulsion systems that challenged fundamental understanding of physics. Communication technologies that could bridge vast interstellar distances. Adaptive life support systems that reimagined human survival capabilities. Dr. Xalrin's research revealed multiple layers of extraordinary potential. Humans were developing technologies that could potentially modify their own biological and technological parameters, not through massive centralized programs, but through distributed, collaborative research efforts. Planetary terraformation studies provided a perfect example of human innovative potential. Other species would develop elaborate, single-purpose planetary modification technologies. Humans approached the challenge holistically. Ecological systems, sustainable infrastructure, social adaptation mechanisms. The comparative analysis was staggering. Most galactic civilizations saw planetary exploration as a resource extraction process. Humans viewed it as an opportunity for collective ecological innovation. Technologies that could repair environmental systems, adaptive habitation models that could support diverse ecological requirements. Space exploration logs demonstrated an unprecedented approach to interstellar challenges. Mission parameters were not just about scientific data collection. They incorporated multiple layers of investigation: ecological, social, philosophical, technological. Psychological research databases showed something extraordinary. Human space explorers were not just collecting scientific data. They were developing comprehensive understanding frameworks that challenged traditional scientific methodologies. The researcher isolated a series of mission logs that defied conventional exploration models. A deep space mission would simultaneously collect geological data, develop adaptive communication technologies, and explore complex psychological adaptation mechanisms. Technological innovation became a collaborative global process. Unlike other species with centralized research models, humans developed distributed innovation ecosystems. Private research institutions worked alongside government agencies. Small teams could develop breakthrough propulsion concepts. Dr. Xalrin's most advanced predictive models struggled to capture human potential. Traditional galactic expansion algorithms became obsolete. Humans were not just exploring space. They were reimagining the fundamental possibilities of existence. Quantum communication research provided another fascinating avenue. Where other species saw communication technologies as fixed systems, humans developed adaptive platforms that could potentially transform interstellar communication paradigms. The holographic displays continued to pulse with an almost living intensity. Layers of data revealed a civilization that did not just adapt to cosmic challenges. They transformed those challenges into opportunities for collective reimagining. Genetic research databases showed humans were beginning to develop technologies that could potentially direct their own evolutionary trajectory. Adaptive biological modification systems, technologies that could support extended space exploration. Collaborative research platforms that could support complex interstellar investigation. The researcher realized he was observing something profound. Humans were not just surviving within cosmic parameters. They were continuously reimagining what cosmic potential could mean. Their exploration was not about territorial expansion. It was about collective discovery. The real question was no longer how humans would explore the universe. The question was, What fundamental possibilities would they reveal next? The universe itself seemed to lean forward in anticipation. The Galactic Council chamber resonated with a tension that defied centuries of diplomatic protocol. Dr. Xalarin's comprehensive research presentation hung in the holographic space, a constellation of data that challenged everything known about emerging civilizations. Diplomatic representatives from across the known universe sat in various states of disbelief, fascination, and barely contained anxiety. The Zorn Collective's crystalline ambassadors shifted uncomfortably, their multifaceted surfaces reflecting complex emotional algorithms. The Neirath diplomatic corps maintained an outward appearance of calm, but their neural tendrils betrayed deep internal processing. "We are discussing a species from a single planetary system," announced Ambassador Krelvax of the Central Confederacy, his voice a carefully modulated frequency of diplomatic caution. "A civilization that has barely begun interstellar exploration." Dr. Xalarin's response was measured, backed by petabytes of meticulously collected data. "We are discussing a species capable of reimagining fundamental parameters of existence," he corrected. The research presentation continued, each holographic display revealing layers of human potential that defied conventional understanding. Technological innovation that transformed challenges into opportunities. Biological adaptability that compressed evolutionary processes. Social systems that could reorganize with extraordinary speed and complexity. Most galactic civilizations approached emerging species with a combination of caution and controlled observation. Humanity presented a completely different scenario. They were not just another civilization to be monitored. They were a fundamental variable that could reshape entire cosmic paradigms. The diplomatic discussions revealed multiple perspectives. Some representatives advocated for immediate preventative measures, containment protocols, restricted communication channels, potential technological barriers to prevent human expansion. Others, more visionary, saw an extraordinary opportunity. A species that could potentially solve complex challenges that had stymied advanced civilizations for millennia. A collaborative partner with unprecedented adaptive capabilities. Dr. Xalarin's research highlighted critical points. Humans were not interested in traditional territorial expansion. Their exploration was driven by collective curiosity, scientific discovery, ecological understanding, philosophical exploration. The Zorn Collective's chief diplomat, a being of pure computational energy, raised a complex query. How do we categorize a species that does not follow established civilizational development models? The question hung in the air, laden with multiple layers of diplomatic complexity. Technological transfer protocols became a central point of discussion. Most galactic civilizations maintained strict, hierarchical technology sharing mechanisms. Humans approached knowledge exchange as an open, collaborative process. Their early internet technologies provided a perfect example. Communication platforms that could support global knowledge exchange. Research collaboration systems that transcended traditional disciplinary boundaries. Educational technologies that democratized learning. Environmental adaptation strategies attracted particular attention. Where other species developed specialized planetary modification technologies, humans approached ecological challenges holistically. Regenerative systems, adaptive infrastructure, collaborative research platforms. The diplomatic discussions revealed a profound challenge. Humanity did not fit into existing galactic categorization systems. They were not a predictable linear civilization. They were a dynamic, continuously transforming ecosystem of collective potential. Some representatives viewed this as a threat. Others saw an unprecedented opportunity for collaborative evolution. Dr. Xalarin's final recommendations were revolutionary. Traditional diplomatic protocols would be insufficient. Humanity required a completely new approach to interstellar engagement. "We are not dealing with a species to be managed," he stated. "We are dealing with a fundamental cosmic variable." The research highlighted humanity's approach to complex challenges: global pandemic response, climate adaptation strategies, technological innovation ecosystems. Each case study revealed a civilization that did not just survive challenges. They transformed those challenges into opportunities for collective growth. Psychological research databases showed something extraordinary. Human explorers were not just collecting scientific data. They were developing comprehensive understanding frameworks that challenged traditional scientific methodologies. The Galactic Council found itself at a critical juncture. Traditional engagement protocols became obsolete when applied to human potential. They were not just another emerging civilization. They were a fundamental reimagining of what civilization could mean. As the diplomatic discussions continued, one thing became clear. The universe was about to experience something unprecedented. Humanity was not just entering the galactic stage. They were preparing to rewrite the entire script of cosmic exploration. The final compilation of Dr. Xalrin's research would become more than a scientific document. It was a fundamental reimagining of what potential could mean across the universe. Most galactic civilizations understood evolution as a linear process of gradual adaptation. Humans demonstrated something far more profound. Evolution as a continuous, dynamic conversation between possibility and innovation. The comprehensive research database pulsed with an energy that defied traditional scientific understanding. Each data point told a story of transformation, not just of a single species, but of a fundamental approach to existence itself. Xalrin's neural processors worked overtime, synthesizing years of meticulous research into a cohesive understanding. Humanity was not just another species to be categorized. They were a living laboratory of cosmic potential. The researcher isolated the key characteristics that made humans extraordinary. It wasn't superior physical capabilities, not advanced technological systems. Something far more fundamental was at play. Adaptability emerged as the core principle, not adaptability as a passive survival mechanism, but as an active, creative force of transformation. Where other species would respond to challenges, humans would reimagine the entire context of those challenges. Technological innovation demonstrated this principle perfectly. Most civilizations developed technologies with specific predetermined purposes. Humans created adaptive systems that could be rapidly reconfigured. A communication device could become a medical diagnostic tool. An educational platform could transform into a collaborative research instrument. Biological potential revealed similar extraordinary capabilities. Genetic research showed humans developing technologies that could potentially direct their own evolutionary trajectory, not through massive centralized programs, but through distributed, collaborative research efforts. Social systems became living ecosystems of collective intelligence. Traditional hierarchical models became fluid, adaptive networks. Leadership emerged dynamically from the most capable individuals. Challenges triggered immediate collaborative problem-solving responses. Space exploration logs revealed an approach that challenged fundamental understanding of cosmic expansion. Humans didn't just collect scientific data. They developed comprehensive understanding frameworks that transformed the very concept of exploration. Dr. Xalrin's most advanced predictive models struggled to capture human potential. Traditional galactic development algorithms became obsolete. Humans were not just advancing. They were continuously reimagining what advancement could mean. The research highlighted a profound truth. Potential was not about current capabilities. It was about the capacity to grow, to change, to overcome. Psychological research databases showed something extraordinary. Human explorers approached challenges with a unique perspective. Obstacles were not endpoints. They were invitations to collective innovation. Environmental adaptation strategies demonstrated this principle. Where other species developed specialized planetary modification technologies, humans approached ecological challenges holistically. Regenerative systems, adaptive infrastructure, collaborative research platforms. The comprehensive analysis revealed multiple layers of extraordinary potential. Humans were developing technologies that could modify their own biological and technological parameters. Communication systems that could bridge vast interstellar distances. Adaptive life support systems that reimagined survival capabilities. Dr. Xalrin realized he was documenting more than a species. He was capturing a fundamental approach to existence itself. Their civilization was not a fixed system. It was a living laboratory of possibility. Quantum communication research suggested even more extraordinary potential. Humans were developing platforms that could potentially transform interstellar communication paradigms, not through massive technological infrastructure, but through adaptive, collaborative research approaches. The holographic displays continued to pulse with an almost living intensity. Layers of data revealed a civilization that did not just adapt to cosmic challenges. They transformed those challenges into opportunities for collective reimagining. As the final compilation crystallized, Dr. Xalrin understood the true significance of his research. Humanity represented something unprecedented in galactic records, a species that did not just survive within existing parameters, but continuously expanded the very concept of potential. Their approach to existence was not about control. It was about discovery, not about limitation, but about continuous transformation. The universe itself seemed to lean forward in anticipation. What fundamental possibilities would humans reveal next? The real exploration was just beginning.